Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 18, week 10, day 2. So today, main goal is to, of course, we got ourselves the faction event. However, there are quite a few things to mess around with the alliance system. One is, and I actually took it slightly off stream, I didn't actually claim any of the extra gold mark rewards for being in the Dark Alliance. I originally thought it was the Monday after because it said 24 hours after the battles, but it actually means 24 hours after each individual set of battles. So I already did it for Goblin, and if I'm not mistaken, we got 50 gold marks for it. So we missed out on like 300 gold marks last week then. But yeah, if I go here, and then go win. But the thing that confused me is, notice here it says I get silver marks. Like right here it says silver. But it's not going to give us silver. It's very much not going to give us silver. So let's go and, yeah, do our little bit of battle in here. Unfortunately, we do have to use a Glacial Peaks team, which is going to be insufferable. What even is Glacial Peaks team these days? Let's go start with this. I already did it for Goblin because I thought it was just going to give me silver marks, and I was trying to get it so it would roll for gold marks. But did not realize that it actually meant gold marks, even though it says silver marks there. Because the icon's not working correctly or something. Alright, what on earth is the team? We do have Sapphirex, though that's the weaker one. That's not Celestial Dragon. We have triple damage to freeze, but almost everything here has immune to freeze, so that's not going to work out too well. Do a bunch of damage to the last two enemies, boosted by Spirit Gems. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a King of Ravens build then. That's unfortunate. Also means we can't use Sapphirex. Uller doesn't really do enough. Actually, let's see. What are people running? Is everyone just running, yeah, King of Ravens, Ice Sapphire Ring, King of Ravens. What's this one? Explode a bunch of blah, 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 grants a random... Okay, that's the Glacial Peaks Explodey weapon. Oh, I think they might be doing it for color coverage more so than anything. I like that, though. Using a Daughter of Time. Interesting. Alright, honestly, we're probably just going to use this exact team. What's his other one? He did Uller. I will drop Uller, though. How much of a buff is Uller? Is Uller worth it? I feel like Uller is not worth it. Eliminate a bunch of attack and magic from the first two enemies. Interesting. That would explain why his King of Ravens is in the back. And that would explain a lot about his team order. Interesting. Oh, it's also for Fairy Fire, though. Oh, Uller is not actually for his ability, though you can use him. It's for the Fairy Fire that Uller has. You're literally using him as a Queen Titania without an ability, basically. But yeah, he has Freeze Fairy Fire. You're using him entirely for the Fairy Fire. And for almost no other reason. Interesting. Alright, class. Couple we could run here. Out of curiosity. You are running Elementalist, that does make sense. However, I'm tempted to go a little bit more mana heavy. Obviously, Elementalist has Entangle, all that good stuff, but lacks a half mana start. And I kind of want that half mana start. So, do you create, split or purple gems, do a bunch of damage? Yeah, you do create blue. You create Spirit Gems, 2 of them. Alright. Okay, so we're going to set our banner to red-blue then. +2 red, +1 blue. Ideally, the color has -1. Exactly that. Oh, no, I need it the other way around. No, I need that the other way around. I need +2 blue, +1 red, -1 brown. No, okay, not quite correct. I don't know, do I just go Sunken Fleet? I might just go this because we really should double blue, but yeah, we'll go this, I guess. It's fine. Alright, class. Couple different ways we could do this. I don't really need Dispel. Your ability is to last 2 enemies. Tempted to use Frost Mage. It has half mana start. We get more of a benefit from it. Why not? We'll go Frost Mage. We'll go a 4 times thing. I think that gives us some extra magic as well for running 4 Fae. Oddly enough, oh yeah, I was going to say for Glacial Peaks too. So yeah, we'll run it that way. It's 22 additional magic. Compared to if we didn't run it, let's just say we went Geomancer, for example. Yeah, it's a difference of, what? Like 11? Because we're getting 11 now. And with it, it is 22. So yeah, there is 11 magic difference in using Frost Mage on this team. So yeah, we're going to run this. Uller, Daughter of Time, Sapphire Ring, and King of Ravens. These two are in the back because to counter enemy Ullers. Daughter of Time's for extra turn forever. Heroes to not die. And this thing is our entire damage source and the only thing that does anything. And that's the game plan. Alright, let's go get our 5 battles in, and then we can go and claim our loots. And see how much it gives. But yeah, if I'm not going crazy earlier today, we ended up getting a lot from it. We ended up getting 50 gold marks, which is insane. If so, yeah, we'll find out in a moment. If we could ever win 5 battles with a very horrible team. Because, gosh, this is going to take forever. I forgot, we could Hourglass Gem his mechanic, duh. That's kind of the whole reason why we have her. Should probably utilize her for that. Well, the whole premise of this team is to do this into that, and then boom, extra turn. And then do it again, boom, extra turn. And then do it again, boom, extra turn. And then keep doing it until that team doesn't exist anymore. That is the game plan. And it is working out surprisingly well. Yeah, we mentioned it when she came out last year, but Daughter of Time is actually really, 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 really good. It's just there's not too many instances where you really use her. Like, she's really good, but too slow to use a lot of times, as weird as that may seem. That's why they say I got the tribute thing. We've already had the tribute thing. We gotta try finding the weakest team. Unfortunately, every team is basically the same team. A little bit hard to find a weaker one. Also, hello everyone, by the way. I didn't say all the other hellos. Did I even say any initial hellos? Hello, Michael. Hello, Mark. Hello, Bill. Hello, Frank. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Chad. Hello, yeah. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Nightmare. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all you guys been having a wonderful week so far. Also, remember the other week when I said the dentist canceled on me? Well, my original appointment was supposed to be in like a couple weeks from now. But luckily, they were actually able to get it this Thursday. So I wasn't able to do it 2 Thursdays ago, but we get it this Thursday. So hopefully this will be the last time. I'm still not sure. But this is, fingers crossed, potentially, question mark, the last time that we'll need to go to the dentist for a while. Hopefully. It might not be. But it might be. Yeah, this visit should also be completely free. They're still fixing some of the stuff from before. I think like the last 4 have been, actually. With how much they initially messed up. It's been a headache. It has been... Remember that one year where there was a bunch of housework getting done on this house because of the hurricane damage? It feels like this year was that, but for dentistry. Or it just feels like this lingering annoyance that just keeps happening like the first whole half a year. This is the second time this happened in like the last 5 years now. Where it's just like something that slowly takes up like half the initial year. Very annoying. Let's see. I'll take that over. This seems going a little bit slower this time, but it's getting there. Yeah, I'm really curious to see if this actually does give how much I think I saw earlier today. Because if it is, this is actually kind of broken being in Dark Alliance. Because that's 50 per thing. There's 11 per week. Wait, no way it's that high. Oh gosh. They're gonna nerf that into the ground. Wait, is it really that high? That would be 550 gold marks. Oh, I'm about to find out. Because if that's true, being in the Dark Alliance, at least in the current state of the game, until they nerf it into the ground probably, is an extra 550 gold marks per week. Though you do have to go through the annoyance of having to clear out each one of those, but it doesn't take that long. There are definitely slower things. But for 550 gold marks, it's worth it. Even if it takes hours, that's a lot of loot. I don't know, find out in a moment. As soon as we get 5 of these battles done. Which honestly isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Plus, if we're ever concerned of what team we should run, literally just look at whatever the strongest is in your bracket and just copy it if you have it. That's always one way to build a team. Because I haven't been running a lot of these like side categories. But since you can see everyone else's team, you can just go and just use whatever the most broken thing is if you have them all. I do have to say, Glacial Peak's meta is really weird. But it does get the job done. I almost forgot Daughter of Time even exists. It's a really good troop that I haven't really been utilizing much since it's come out. It's very situational when you can get away with using it. That's probably the reason why. There's a lot of team builds where it slows down the team so much that's not worth it. So everyone will migrate to the same alliance. I know. The problem is, if everyone goes to Dark Alliance, I believe we start getting less loot. So as more people go to Dark Alliance, the less enticing it'll be to go to Dark Alliance. But if this is actually the number that I think I saw this morning, this is kind of broken. Even a nerfed version of this would be kind of broken. So why did I do that? I meant to cast Ring. I'm not sure why I didn't cast Ring. Also, look at that. It's so cute. It's trying to submerge. As if that's going to do anything. Hello, Logic Slayer. Welcome, welcome. Alright, moment. What? Yeah, I did not see things this morning. What on earth am I looking at? 50 gold marks for 5 fights. That is a lot of gold marks. Like a lot. We get 11 of these per week. Because there's 8 outer and 3 inner. You don't get one for central. I don't think you do. Wait, no, you can't. Because it's impossible for the mark thingy to go there. I'm pretty sure you don't get one for central. Otherwise, it's 12 of these per week. But assuming you don't get one for central, which I don't think you do. Yeah, it's basically 10 per fight. That is so many. When they said it'd have a diminishing return based on how many people are in your alliance, I was thinking this number would be like 5, 2, you know, like a single digit number. But 50 is kind of crazy. And there's at least 11 of these per week, or 12. Though I'm pretty sure Central does not get one. I'm not 100% certain on that. We'll find out on Sunday. But yeah, 50 gold marks. Twice. I already claimed the other one. Because I saw it was silver marks, so I was like, oh, I need to keep re-rolling it until we get it to be gold. But apparently I did it, and it gave me gold. You can only do it once per place. Obviously, otherwise that'd be way too broken. But even still, that's 550 gold marks a week just from that. Anyways, while we're down here, we got 3 centrals, so let's go do these. Well, technically, we only have to do one of these, right? I kind of forgot. Even though we have 3 of them, I forgot. We don't have to do 18 fights. We just have to do it once. Alright, which color do we want to do the most? Purple, green, or brown? I kind of forgot. I actually have to build a team. Well, we're obviously going to go Takshaka build, most likely. So it's really between green or brown. If we want to run Leprechaun Box Strider or Leprechaun Thrall. Let me just check. What kind of battles are we dealing with here? Like if I was to click on Citadel War. Yeah, that seemed about right. I don't think I expected anything different than that. How about the other location? That looks more enticing. Alright, we're doing green. Let me guess. Brown's probably the one that has like the least amount of battles. Oh, wait, I didn't do the Citadel War one. Whoops. That still looks more enticing, though. Also, Leprechaun first slot? That's a really weird place to put Leprechaun. Like, that's an absurdly strange place to put a Leprechaun on your team. Alright, let's do these. Green team. Alright, we're going Bog Strider for the Entangle. Leprechaun, because of course. Stellarix is our only damage source, which we'll probably regret the second it dies, to Catharix. And Wand for wand-based needs. That's not Wand. That's Wand. And because we're running Greenstorm, I don't know. Do I want to spell? Do I even need to spell? Yeah, I probably should. I'm gonna go Mech. I seem like a weird choice. But we'll go Mech. Alright, that reminds me. Brown does have Mech, what's it called? No one... Why don't I forget his name? Bork. Brown does have Bork. But it doesn't have a good Empower, is the problem. Compared to green and purple, which both has Leprechaun, of course. Alright, let me go set our banner. I'll run it with Mech. I'm running Mech purely for Dispel. And 50% mana start. And Barrier at start a fight. So I guess more than just that, but that's a couple things. I think I said double green just so I don't have to worry about what my -1 is. Alright, let's go do our fights then. Should be pretty easy. They're worried about Savage Hunter? True, that could be the case. Yeah, Savage Hunter is absurdly good damage, that is true. Our counter to that is Bog Strider. 1 Entangle and it does nothing. Oh, we get to see Barrier Gem for the first time, so this is a new gem, by the way. They added Barrier Gem, Stun Gem, a few others like that. Currently, there are nothing in the game that does it. However, you can set them as a mode. And we have the Barrier one. This gem will give Barrier to a random ally, protecting it from the next instance of damage it receives. Assumably, it can match with yellows. Should I test it for science? There's no way it's not matchable. Alright, it can be matched, and it counts as yellow. Alright, we wasted a turn for that. Hopefully we don't die. Alright, that was a very big mistake. We're about to die. I take literally 1 yellow, and we're, like, completely dead seconds later. What's going on? Take 1 singular yellow just to double check, confirm that it does indeed match with yellows. We just get obliterated in that time. What is the meta these days? We do a non-move for 1 turn, and we're already like half dead seconds later. So hello, Supernova. Hello, Jets. Hello, Defiant. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys been having a wonderful week. Make a video on all PvP teams? We have some in the past. The problem with that is mostly that how many teams that is. Because there's a lot of categories now. It's going to be even more annoying now because I'm pretty sure the voting is different on all platforms. So every platform is going to have a different set other than PC Mobile, of course, which will share the same. But every platform that isn't PC Mobile is going to have a completely different set every single week. Because based on how many categories there are now due to the voting system, there are approximately... How many is that? Let's do some math. There is about 80 categories. So if we did a team video on absolutely all of them, it would include over 80 teams. Which is one of the main reasons we won't be. Even at a minute and a half per team, that's basically an over 2-hour video. So a lot of teams are pretty similar. In that if you can run Stellarex, you should be. If you can run Leprechaun, you should be. And a lot of other things like that. If you can run a Mass Destroyer, you should be. For the most part. Oh, so that doesn't even account for showing cheaper teams. Because what someone would run for Orc, like the difference between the cheapest team and the most expensive team is pretty staggering. The most expensive team is for Eye of Argus. The cheapest team is using like Empower Skull, with those epic empowers that are in the location. I forgot we get gold marks from this too. Because it looks so wimpy compared to the, compared to the massive amount we just got. Also, this 6 battle doesn't give you gold marks, right? Someone on the first or second day mentioned it did. But I believe it only gives it the first 3 battles you do. Not every 3 battles you do. Let me double check. Let me pay attention here. Because I could have sworn it was only the first 3, not every 3. It's every 5, but I'm pretty sure it's only your first 3. Yeah, I got no gold marks here. So you do get gold marks every 5, but only your first 3 on a given day gives you gold marks. The reason why they did this is this gives you 1 battle of leeway. So you don't have to worry about missing out on loot if you fail 1 of 6 fights. So you have to win 5 of your 6 fights every day in order to get the maximum gold marks of 15. Doing 6 does not give you 20. It's 5 at 3 and then 10 at 15. I mean 10 at 5 for 15 total. Yeah, there's 1 battle of leeway then. That's good. Anyways, how are we doing on the alliance fights or overall? Obviously, Dark Alliance won everything, but by how much? Let's see. They get 76 versus 27. Also, good job, Green Alliance. They're trying. They keep getting 2nd place. It looks like people hated Brown the most. Honestly, not even sure why they got voted in. Probably because people just didn't want to deal with Stellaryx's build. Interesting. Alright, looks like people went pretty evenly on purple and green. We get 78,000 on purple. And oddly enough, wasn't it 78,000 on green as well? No, 76,000. A little bit less on green, surprisingly. Even after our contribution. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be able to go get 150 gold marks then. We'll be able to get it from green, purple, and brown. That is insane. That is so many gold marks. Actually, so much so, you know what we haven't done today? Let's go do it. Let's go to the PvP shop now that we're getting flooded with gold marks. Honestly, now that we're getting flooded with gold marks, is it time? Is it time? Are we about to use our, I think it's time. I think it's finally time to go get all gold mark pets. As much as it will pain me to waste that many gold marks, if we're getting 550 gold marks a week, and it only costs 300 to get both the pets, I think we do it. Like, what's stopping us? Other than the fact that we're wasting 3 deed books every week. I think now's the time before they nerf it into the ground. Let's see. But yeah, there's 10 of them. Let's go get 2. I think we finally go get all the gold mark pets. Let's hope they don't nerf this over the course of the next 5 weeks. As we go get all the gold mark pets. I gotta make sure I don't accidentally get repeat ones. So let me actually make sure I do need both of these. So it was Scorpion and something else. What was the other one? But yeah, I think it's finally time. We're gonna go get, we're gonna go waste 10 deed books to go get all these pets. Alright, the other one's the octopus. Let me go check. Collection, pets, octopus. Yep, they are both 2 that we need. Now we'll keep checking every single time. But I think it is finally time. Hello, Destined Forcer. Welcome, welcome. Yep, it's finally time to go waste all of our gold marks. Got our Scorpion. And we got our octopus. That's still not going to stop me from wasting, or not wasting, but using our things on these deed books as well. We got a blue. We got a purple. Nice. That's what we want to see. Come on, double purple. Double purple. Nice. We are 1 step closer to getting ourselves. That's actually one of the reasons we're eating through all of them too. I want to go get this Magic Kingdom already. It's +2 permanent magic. I'm still a little short. We are currently 5 deed books short. I need 5 more purple deed books. Quit talking about the nerf, I know, right? The sad part is I could have taken it like 3 times last week. No, more than 3 times. We could have taken it 3... We could have taken it 7 times. We could have had 350 more gold marks last week. But I didn't realize it was... when I first read it, I read it as it happens after the event week. As in on Monday. But no, it actually happens the immediate day after. So like tomorrow we'll have the 3 for the ones that are going on today. But yeah, it happens immediately the day after. And if you don't do them, you miss out on 100% of the gold marks. So very important if you're in Dark Alliance to go do them. But I sure hope it doesn't get nerfed. Though, if it doesn't, they definitely have to do something for every other alliance. Just so they're not as down bad. Because it's basically a difference between 550 gold marks per week or 20% extra stats in PvP. While 20% extra stats in PvP is nice, it is not 550 gold marks nice. Oh, wait, we get to play Guess the Door. Hey, we haven't gotten to play Guess the Door in a while. Here you guys go. Here is the Guess That Door. No, why do I keep clicking Q&A? Not what I wanted. Let's see. Let's try this again. Start a poll. Let's see. Time to play Guess the Door. Yes. That. Door. There we go. All right. 4, 5, or 6. It's been a good couple weeks since we got to play Guess the Door. Also, I do have the Guess the Door emote being made as well, by the way. I should hopefully have the drafts of the really rough drafts of the emotes probably in the next week or so. I know normally it takes him about a month or so to get around to things. Maybe slightly higher, not really in any rush. I got a lot of 4s coming in. Alright, what's currently winning? 4's going down, but it does look like it's still in the lead. Yep, it looks like a 4. It looks like we're taking a 4. No! It was 6. Hey, Maximus posted 6 as soon as we, or as soon as we clicked it too. Yeah, it was 6. Unfortunate. No win today. I'll still have a code in a little bit though. And that reminds me, even though I did the PvP thing, we still haven't done the PvP daily. We need to go do that. So we still haven't done the faction battle. Tempted to skip it. Every single week that goes by, the faction event on Tuesday seems increasingly less worthwhile. We actually have a few pretty good things there. Complete all battles on an adventure board. Well, I guess we gotta do them all. 2 of them are good, so we're gonna take most of them anyways. You got your 19th perfect dungeon for 2024? Nice. Oh, you actually keep track? I have no clue how many perfects I've gotten at this point. I have not the slightest clue of my perfect total. So I should really be using like a quicker low range team, but honestly it doesn't really matter when Stellaryx gets mana so quick. There's one kind of interesting thing with Takshaka. It's like Leprechaun without the cast. Alright, there we go, nice. That's every objective there. Alright, what do we still have? Adventure board, check. Campaign, check. Faction assault. We'll see. Raid boss. Oh yeah, we got raids this week. Should probably go help. We're currently running Solarithus into Arch Deva. Obviously Retribution because we need those double points. Our main way we get mana is by taking red. We currently cannot take red. But yeah, hopefully we can finally get our first Guardian sometime this week. We'll probably be running them on Thursday. But hopefully we can finally get our first Guardian after, gosh, how long has it been? 6 months? Oh, so my teeth should be fine by the time we stream that night. I sure hope so. But if we're not, there's a small chance we won't be around that day. But no, we will be. It's very unlikely that we won't. They're barely even doing anything this next time, I don't think. It's the time after next time that they'd probably be doing a lot if I even need to go for it. Because I just forgot. I actually probably will need to go for a second time at minimum. Because when they were removing the tooth, one of the fillings came out of one of the things like right next to it. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to do all 3 tomorrow. Yes, he does. It would just be fixing 3. It's not like they have to like do anything else beyond that. Just fixing the ones that were already done. Gosh, I feel like I haven't cast this a single time and get her double cast in there. There we go. One more to go. So luckily we haven't gotten to see Catharix do a single cast this week. Let's hopefully keep it that way. This team can still survive even if it starts taking deaths though. Not too big a deal. Oh, that's not what I meant to cast. Whoops. Psst. A little overkill. Exceedingly overkill. Yeah, there we go. Nice. I still got a ways to go. That has a guild collective. We'll get there eventually. Looks like, actually we have quite a few decent contributors this week. What is this? This has to be a specific tier. We got like a multi-way tie. I assume this is tier 6, right? This must be all tier 6s. Alright, let's see. How many more crowns do we need? 6, but I still need to go to PvP, so technically less than 6. Let's go to PvP real quick. Even though we did all the alliance stuff, we still need to go get our Vow Ravens, of which we need all of them. I didn't even realize I should have done the buff, because that means I wasn't able to get Vow Ravens when I was doing the other thing. I actually have to double Vow Raven today. Because otherwise, we won't get the other one. Or a double buff, I mean. Alright, let's go get our buffs then. I'm not sure exactly why I go for these. Like, they're worth going for, but also not worth going for. Because the main reward we get from these are the double honor thingies. And of course the buff on a given day. The buff making the other battles go a bit quicker. It's why we've actually downgraded to the easier fights. You may notice I don't go for as big of a buff normally. Like I don't go for the yellow magic one or the purple magic one. I just take the really free ones. Because the only thing we're really getting are those double honor point things or VP point things. These things, victory talismans. Because beyond that, the only thing you're getting is just a little bit extra stats. which if you're barely doing any battles for, of course, you're generally using more time to get the extra stats than the extra stats actually save you in time. And most of it, the only reason I'm still doing them is to stack points for the eventual season system. We are currently in Season 0 of Gems of War PvP, but they are going to start doing seasons. And when they do is when we're going to start spamming those VP token thingies. For two reasons. One is we would need it for season points, but also around that time, about half or however much of it ends up getting reset of our total VP. And we need that number to be big due to our loyalty to the Alliance. Because we might have a 100-day loyalty come a few months from now. But if our VP are cut in half, we'd have, like, by then, probably about 400,000. Which means we'd be, like, right here. Even though we'd have the day contribution to be right here. So initially, we're going to have to do a lot of VP grind. We don't currently know how much will be diminished, but if I had to guess, it's going to be half your VP. So you do maintain some amount of your VP, and how that system will work, I have no clue. But some amount of your VP will be kept between seasons. I'm not sure if that counts towards the season rewards, or what even the season rewards will be, or what on earth anything is. But, I don't know. We'll find out. Pretty much just pure speculation until it actually happens. Alright, let me go get another buff. Anywhere else we can get magic that isn't insufferably hard to go take? Please tell me this place has magic. That's not magic. That is magic. You know what time it is? Throw out Leprechaun. Like Bog Strider Leprechaun, except less tanky, but easier to get mana, slightly. I'd actually say green's actually a little bit easier. Your chance of dying is lower. What am I looking for? Oh, this does get a slightly quicker start. Oh yeah, Stellarix, duh. You know, the entire team. Alright, there we go. Oh, did I do? Oh, no, I did the right thing. Hello, Timmy. With all the other stuff in the game, with them making PvP overinflated with so much to do, it's going to burn out a lot of players. I don't know. It's not too much. Most of it's pretty ignorable. Like the Valhawks, you can pretty much ignore. Which means you can ignore the 5 or even 10, like what we're doing right now. You can technically ignore the system. I'm only not because we don't know how the current season system's going to work. But after we do, and it seems like this isn't that worth doing, we're just not going to do it. Which means I don't have to get the Valhawks every day. And I don't need to go use these monoliths like we're doing right now every single day. It's two whole things we wouldn't have to do every day. So it would just be alliance fights. The only reason I'm still doing them is mostly because we don't know the value of those tokens yet. Until we end up seeing how the season system works. Which we'll probably have in a few patches from now, definitely by the end of the year. But once we know how that system works, if it's not worth doing, that saves us 2 dailies. Because we don't have to do the daily of the monolith, and we don't have to do the daily of the Valhawks. Which would make our only daily have to be the new Alliance daily. And there's a chance they know that, which is probably why they actually made the Alliance daily. Because I'm pretty sure even they know that once the system for VP comes out, a lot of people will probably stop doing the monolith fights. Unless you're really power grinding PvP on a given day. Unless you're actually using the buffs as the buffs, they're probably not going to be worth using in the future. Alright, let's go do Central. Where are the two blood frenzied? Oh, they're both outer because all the inner ring is taken up. Yep, central it is. Let's go get our 3 Valhawks. Speaking of dailies, that are probably going to be skipped in the future, but we're still going to do right now. At some point we'll get rid of this thing's barrier. Okay, good. There we go. Do you think in dungeons, because the RNG is very bad for getting perfect runs, that you should get around 60 Dragonite for a non-perfect run? I don't think they would ever give that much for a non-perfect. But I do wish to give some kind of static amount. Like, I don't mind the extra bonus. But I do feel like there should be some base value that you're getting. Like, the bonus should be less. But the rest of the difference should be given per day. Like 10 Dragonite per day. But you have a chance of getting like an 80 bonus or something when you're fully maxed out. Rather than a 120. I said hello, Bill. Welcome, welcome. Because right now, the only realistic, consistent way to infinitely farm Dragonite, even though it's also still luck-based, but you're getting so many rolls that's kind of not luck-based, is Vault Event weekends. The next one is 3 weekends from now. But Vault Event weekends are really good for trying to farm Dragonite. Even though it is purely luck-based, you're getting so many rolls that it's kind of not luck-based, in a sense. But you're getting so many rolls, you're guaranteed to get some amount of Dragonite. How much you get is luck-based, but you're getting it so consistently that's kind of not luck-based. Kind of like if they added some kind of default amount to dungeons. Like if they made it so you got a smaller bonus when you get the bonus, but give you like a default amount per day. That's kind of what Vault events already are. Where you're constantly getting a small amount of Dragonite, but the exact amount is pretty sporadic and luck-based. But you're getting it so consistently that you're always getting some amount of Dragonite. If you get really lucky, you'll get a huge bonus of it. Because that's more how dungeons should work, rather than just being one gigantic bonus and then none otherwise. But no, to the PvP thing, honestly, they haven't really added that much PvP you need to do. Let's say you don't care about PvP at all. The only thing you would do in the current state of PvP, if you weren't in Dark Alliance, is get 6.5k every week. That is very free. Technically 5.7k because that 1,000 glitch still works. But let's hypothetically say 6,500 and not 5,700. But yeah, you just need to get that every single week to go get your 100 gold marks and everything. And if you're in Dark Alliance, you have to do that plus do all your winnings to go get the gold marks like we did today. Which I forgot to do last week because I thought it was on Monday, but apparently it's the day after. But that's it. And that weekly is basically like the old 1,900. Because even though you have to get 6,500, that sounds like a lot more, but the scoring system makes it so it's almost about the same time as what previous 1,900 used to be. It is a little bit longer, but not by much. And then the other thing is just if you're in Dark Alliance, you do those other battles. Which that could take a while, depending on what your team comps are. If you don't have a good option for everything, that could actually take a while. But assuming you have a team for every build, like, you know, for every category in existence, it probably only takes like 10 minutes a day. But you get so many gold marks in return, you definitely wouldn't want to pass up on it if you're in Dark Alliance. Because Dark Alliance is basically the one you go in if you want more dailies, but you want more for those dailies. Whereas every other area is you don't care about PvP and you just want to get your 6,500 done as quickly as possible and then not do PvP for the rest of the week. Because that 20% extra bonus stats would probably save you at least 15 minutes a week. While still giving you the gold marks that you would normally get from it. As well as all the other rewards, like the hour gold and soul boost and everything. Yeah, I would love to see another Soulforge expansion. If they ever do rework Soulforge again, they 100% need to do something about pets. Oh, hello, Ginky. Hope everything's been going well. Also saw you were doing Paldea earlier. Haven't been able to catch them with everything I've been doing lately. I definitely need to. I still haven't really looked into Paldea. May stop by sometime. I think the last time you were doing Paldea stream, we were finishing up 1,000 Year Door. We finally finished that up on Sunday. It took us 35 hours, but we finished the whole game in 4 days. And it was nice. I don't really have too many more games on my checklist on the next, like, 2 months. As we start hitting up our backlog. How many more Valhawks do we need? Did I already get them all? No. How on earth have we not gotten the final one yet? Where's this guy hiding? Today you received 50 gold marks in Ancient... Yep. That's how the system works. I mentioned on the Monday video, but I didn't realize it also took effect last week. Because I read it as it happens after rather than during. But 24 hours after every single event, you get gold marks instead of silver marks for that if you're in Dark Alliance. So for example, tomorrow in Dark Alliance, all 3 of the inner rings will give you 50 gold marks each. For 150 gold marks, which is an entire pet. Or 1.5 deed books. But yeah, that's the biggest benefit of being in Dark Alliance. Which is pretty much the only benefit of being in Dark Alliance, actually. Because doing all the voting is almost a negative. In the sense that it just takes up time. And obviously we don't have the 20% extra bonus stats like every other alliance has. So really the only benefit we get, only though, the only benefit we get is 550 gold marks a week. Well, I shouldn't say only because that's, that's a pretty hefty benefit. But it is technically the only benefit of Dark Alliance. But it adds more dailies each day. But those dailies are so worth it that obviously it's fine to do. As long as they don't scale it down too much. If they do in the future, that's going to be really bad. Because it does say it scales based on how many people are in an alliance. So if too many people come to Dark Alliance, it might scale down to like almost nothing. Alright, what are we doing? We did that, we did that. Pet, I don't think we need this. It's been maxed for forever. Alright, have we ended out a code yet? I don't think we have. I think we are truly done with every daily, other than doing the faction thingy. Which we might as well go do. I was considering skipping it or not, but we'll go do it. I think we officially have every single daily done. One thing we do need to go do tomorrow night, though, we need to go focus on, we need to focus on doing the hour of PvP grind. Yeah, we're definitely doing that tomorrow night. The 1 hour PvP grind. Well, technically the 1 hour gold soul boost ratio, but I just like using it on PvP. Gives us more incentive to go grind PvP each week. How are we doing on ladder? Alright, ladder is very free. My bracket is so low right now. Like, we'll be first place tomorrow. That's perfectly fine, unless they start skyrocketing out of nowhere. Plus, we have the option of doing one of the inner rings, so I might do green if we have bonus on it, or purple. Ideally green. Because on Tuesday, you actually can't get any of the inner ring to be blood frenzied. But tomorrow we can. So hopefully we will. They're still gonna nerf the gold mark reward? Yeah, they might. They won't though. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that high. I was expecting it to be like maybe 100, 200 a week. But yeah, currently it's like 550 or 600. Because I don't think you can get it from Central, even though you can win Central. Because normally you can't ever get silver marks there. Or wait, or can you? No, you can't, right? No, you can. Oh yeah, Central would. Okay, that's 600 gold marks a week. Currently. I forgot, Central can give silver. It just gives like the lowest amount, but you can give silver. So yeah, that means, yeah, it's 600 gold marks a week currently. If you're in Dark Alliance, if you do the daily each time. It's basically 10 gold marks a fight. For 60 fights a week. But anyways, only thing left now is faction event. This is actually the first time we get to try Guard's avatar since his buff. So of course, we had a Whitehelm rework the other week. And with that Whitehelm rework the other week, 2 things got buffed pretty substantially. Oh, I need to go buy torches. Good thing I accidentally misclicked on this. Otherwise, I may not have bought my torches today. But Guard's avatar ended up getting buffed the other week with the Whitehelm rework. And with it, we haven't really had the opportunity to test them in a proper location. And right now will be the first time we get to do so. So one nice thing about running this team is we can actually run pure magic. So in the past, you would have to run triple armor, like this. You would have to run the guard token with guard, which makes logical sense. However, you no longer use guard with guard anymore. It is actually more efficient to use magic now. The reason being is magic and armor now gives him the same benefit. In the sense that he gains as much benefit from 8 armor as he does for 4 magic. Due to this, it is much better to set magic, because while Guard's avatar is the only thing on your team that benefits from armor, everything on your team benefits from magic. In this case, the only thing really getting benefit is Sir Quinn Hadley. But in the future, if you're doing like different builds with it or other similar things, multiple things on your team, you know, anything that uses magic would gain the benefit from it. But in this particular situation, we are only getting just a little bit extra Sir Quinn Hadley magic. So it's not doing that much, but hey, it could be the difference between killing and not killing. And of course, Guard's avatar has quite a bit more damage now. Not only does he gain 8 armor instead of 4, but he also has 1-to-1 based on his magic. Which, based on how much damage we have right now, is about 55 more damage, which is not bad at all. Definitely a pretty sizable chunk. Yes, welcome to the dark side. The only problem is, I wonder how much the gold marks would deteriorate by if, like, everyone goes to Dark Alliance. Like, let's say, hypothetically, 90% of the entire game goes to Dark Alliance. Is that 50 going to mitigate down to, like, 10? Regardless what number it becomes, I think it's still worth it, unless you really hate PvP. In which case, having the 20% extra stats to get the weekly done quicker is probably better. But yeah, as it seems from the beginning, Dark Alliance still seems the way to go, though. Dark Alliance if you want to win, and everywhere else if you don't like PvP. If you want to ignore it to the maximum amount possible. Catch you later, Mrs. Sandwich. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Oh yeah, we never did hand out a code yet, did we? Let me go hand out a code right now. I meant to as soon as we finished out dailies, and we just finished dailies already. Here you guys go. Here's a redeem code. Enjoy. Oh, so I'm running low. I only have 4 left. I have exactly enough till... Actually, no, I have 1 more than exactly enough to last for the rest of the month. Hopefully we get more on Sunday. Actually, hopefully even sooner than that, because I'm actually going to run out on Saturday. Which means if I don't get them Sunday night, we will have none. So yeah, hopefully we do get them on Sunday then. Because anything later than Sunday, we won't have any for Sunday. Yeah, we'll finish out on the faction event today then. Well, on the list of skippable things, it's definitely something on the skippable. Like, for example, people always mention, like, the dailies getting higher and higher in this game, which it definitely has been lately. However, if we were to take all of the really, really good value ones and kind of skip on all like the middle value ones, we'd be done very quick. Like if I was to only today have done all the high value dailies, all we would have done was 10 PvP fights, specifically the 5 and 5 related to the Alliance fights, which would have given us 100 gold marks. The entirety of Adventure Board, and Dungeon. That's it. That would have been the whole list of dailies. Weeklies would have included chipping at things like the raid event and Underspire. But as far as specifically dailies, it would have just been those 3 things. It would have been Dungeon, which takes like, what, 2 minutes? Not even. Probably even a minute. Adventure Board, which takes a similar amount of time, like literally 3 minutes less. Likely closer to 2 minutes. And then those PvP battles, which do take a little while. But if you have proper teams for them, it should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Could take longer. But probably about 10 to 15. Also, you get infinite tries on them, too. It's not like if you lose a battle, you don't have to worry about it. Oh, and the 5 Alliance fights. Well, technically 6. Because those give 15 gold marks. And that's something everyone can do, regardless of what Alliance you're in. That's 15 gold marks a day. And you have 1 battle leeway to lose, to still get the maximum 15 per day. No Volky opening until next month? Wait, what's happening next month? Guys, I still need to go chip down my Volky stack. We're sitting on like 250 right now. I gotta open them all between now and 3 weekends from now. We got plenty of time. Not really in a rush. I'm kind of waiting until we have all of our extra redeem codes before I do it, though. So we can still hand out some extra codes when we do them. Because if I try opening them now, I won't have any extra codes to hand out. It's kind of fun doing it with it. Like, we can still open it without having codes to hand out, but you know. Oh, that's what you meant by next month. I read next month as in like a month from now. But you mean next month as in like a few days from now. I do the same thing when people say like next year. Like if it's December and someone says next year, I think they're talking about like a 10 to 12 month period of time. When really they mean like, oh, a couple weeks from now. But I guess I think the same way with next month. Because when I hear next month, I think like, oh, it's going to be about like 28 days from now or so. But at the end of a month, next month is, you know, like a few days. But I always read it as, oh, it's like 20, 30 days from now. So this is going pretty quick. That's kind of to be expected. There's a reason why we run Guard's Avatar on days like this. Because it is very quick. And he has a bigger damage range than he's ever had as of last week. This is the first event we've gotten to use it on. The main thing I want to see is, with our stats, does he one-shot level 80? That's the main thing I want to see today. Because if he does, that actually saves about maybe 2 minutes. I was going to say 3 minutes. But it saves about 2 minutes compared to the pre-nerf Guard's Avatar. So it saves you about 2 minutes off of a faction event. It's not that much of a time save, but, you know, it adds up. But honestly, a nice change overall. It also makes it so it's easier to have that damage range without having end-game stats. So that means even if you have lower stats, you'll still be able to get away with it. As long as they're not too low. But it drastically increases the range at which you can get away with it. Which is nice, because it gives him more of a use case. He's really good in that, like, he's in that, like, the Rowan quick kill range. but in a slightly different range than what Rowan is. It's a very similar premise to that. Except under restrictions where you're not allowed to use Rowan. However, oddly enough, it does have more damage than Rowan. Pretty substantially, actually, nowadays. It's one of the reasons why he's always used a bit more in Underspire, or Underworld, I mean. Is, especially now that he has the magic boost ratio, he does overall gain more of a benefit than Rowan. Due to how he distributes damage to everything. While also now having full value off his magic. While him and Rowan gain a pretty similar benefit from having higher armor, he gets way better benefit from magic now. Before, he got double the benefit of magic compared to Rowan, but now he gets 4 times the benefit because he gets 4 enemies. So even though his armor ratio benefit is very similar, if you're doing like an armor buff team or something similar, or just doing quick kill at lower range, Rowan and him will seem very similar. But as your stats get a lot higher, or you're running in things where you have a lot higher stats, like faction events, especially with his 1-to-1 magic now, you do more damage with Guard's Avatar. By a pretty substantial amount now, compared to before. The potion gem things in PvP are even more ridiculous. Yeah, I was noticing the spawn rate on them is kind of insane. And because the potion gems clear so much of the board, every single time you take a potion gem, you get like 3 more potion gems, which then result in more potion gems, which then results in more potion gems. It's actually insane. They need to tone down potion gem effect a little. Like, the spawn rate of it is insanely high. Combined with the fact that you also cycle it with the gem itself. It's really bad if the enemy gets advantage on you because they basically just get infinite loop. The casting kept going for 30 seconds of the potion gems, yeah. It reminds me of pre-nerf Doomstorm. Doomstorm, when it first came out, created as many skulls as Skullstorm, but was creating even more. So for any of you that don't know, when Doomstorm first came out, it was originally creating as many as a Skullstorm. However, because it was a different category of skull, it was basically still creating the normal amount of normal skulls, but was also creating the same amount of skulls you would be getting from a Skullstorm as Doom Skulls. So you were still getting the normal amount of skulls onto the board, of, you know, these generic ones. But then on top of that, getting a Skullstorm worth of value of Doom Skulls coming onto the board, in combination with the already existing skulls that existed. And then they end up nerfing it twice because it was so strong. Once to tone it down by a lot, and then once again to tone it down by a little. Just because of how strong it was. Because it kept leading to situations where you would just take a skull and you would auto-win a fight because so many more skulls would just keep falling down between all the explosions. It's kind of insane. But yeah, the week that Doomstorm came out was really funny. There was just nothing but a rain of Doom Skulls. Like, to an almost infinite degree just from clearing the board. Yeah, King Bloodhammer for that 1 week was the strongest troop in the game. For one singular week. He had unparalleled power. Because he was the only way to do Doomstorm, I believe, at the time. Because it was a relatively new mechanic. Drak'Zum is the kingdom that brought Doomstorms to the game. Or Doom Skulls as well. That's where the whole Doom Skull mechanic came from. It was also technically the start of them adding power gems, technically. Because it was actually the OG first power gem. Was Doom Skulls. Technically they're in a bit of a different category than power gems. However, if you bring up the power gem, or heroic gem, whatever you want to call it, menu, it does show. Like, it literally shows as the first one. It is the OG power gem. So much so, it's literally the first one listed. It is so original. Actually, these were the first 2. These were actually the first 3. Wait, they're almost in order, actually, of which they came out. Not completely, though. Yeah, this was the OG first power gem. And now we've gotten like 20-something of them. And we keep getting a new one each season. I think we're getting Ghost Gem next season, if I had to guess. Because I've been seeing all of these, but I haven't seen this Ghost Gem mechanic come up. It's also after Angel, which would make sense, because we literally have Angel right now, so it makes sense that next season is Ghost. Ghost Gem is basically Gold Gem, Booty Gem, but for souls. Oddly enough, that will be a little bit better, because 10 souls is more valuable than 10 gold. It also only requires you getting 4 of them to max out, compared to gold, which requires 10. It'd be interesting to see how that mechanic pans out. It still reminds me of those things in Puzzle Quest 1s, though, where you used to be able to match gold and souls. Well, technically gold and XP. But the equivalent in this game would be gold and souls. Also, where's our Valraven? If I don't get a Valraven here, I think it always guarantee gives you Valraven, so I either missed it or it's right there. Barrier gems for next campaign? No. Barrier gems are new, but I'm pretty sure they're not next campaign new. I'm not sure. Maybe they are. We got 2 new gems, I believe. Maybe 3? No, 2. I believe stun gems and barrier gems are both new. Because I don't recall stun gems, unless there is one thing I'm like very obscure that I'm forgetting about. But both barrier and stun gems, I'm pretty sure, are new. Entangle 1 seems new, but I believe there's one singular unit that has the mechanic. Ghost gems are definitely 100% new, though. And if I had to guess, are likely going to be the power gem for next season. Yeah, stun gem and barrier gem are new, but I don't believe they're for next season. They just happen to be added. Just so they have one for every effect. Because those were 2 of them that were missing from the list. Well, technically there are still some missing. We don't have a submerged gem. Oh gosh, you know how annoying that would be? A blue submerged gem. And a few other ones like that are still missing. I hope they never add a blue submerged gem. Because it's gonna... That entire season, you basically have to run Dispel every single battle you do. It's gonna be one of the most annoying seasons ever to run like a Stellarex quick kill build in. Shouldn't be that bad, because you can just run mech or something similar, but you're basically forced to have to use the Dispeller on your team. Like, yes, you could do Wand, but you probably want to get it passively. I hope that never happens, but if we ever do get a campaign like that, that will be a really annoying 10 weeks. Why not run Stellarex Takshaka for faction? We could. We could. It's just we already have starting explosion at start of battle. So we're already getting a lot of mana. But the other reason is, Guard's Avatar got buffed last week. And I wanted to use him for his new buff. Like, the main thing I wanted to go check is to see if he can one-shot floor 80. But no, it's about the same speed as Takshaka. It's mostly because of the explosions. One of the reasons why Takshaka is so good and everywhere is in non-potion locations, you basically get starting mana. But in modes like this, we already basically get full starting mana, or pretty close to it. Due to the 4 explodes plus enchant. So there's less of an incentive to need to run Takshaka. Whereas in something in PvP, it's really popular because you don't have potion effects. So you don't get those 4 explosions plus enchant. But any mode that you do, Takshaka is a lot less needed. Which allows a lot more flexibility for team. Because a lot of times we're hitting full mana anyways without having a single Takshaka on the team. But yes, Takshaka can be used here. I just want to see how the Guard's Avatar buff works out. And so far, very good, though floor 80 will be the true test. Can we one-shot everything on floor 80 without him ever missing? This is the main thing I want to see from this. Because if the answer is yes, then, yeah, great buff for our Guard's Avatar. Even if it's not that big a deal. Oh, wow. Okay, I was going to say, we better get full mana there. Luckily it came through. Oh, we're getting really close to that level. Well, so that reminds me, we need to go run some EXP boosters tomorrow. When we run the 1 hour of PvP tomorrow, I think I'm going to use an hour of EXP boost as well. My EXP boosters are expiring soon. Not like EXP matters much, but I still like number going up. I still want to hit theoretical max level of 2,000 sometime in the next year and a half as well. By the end of next year, I want to try hitting 2,000. Ideally 2025, because it would be funny to hit 2025 and 2025. I mean, if we don't, we just hit 2026 and 2026. So either way, it works out. I do kind of want to hit level 2000 by next year, end of next year. By that point, I feel like we would have truly finished Gems of War. As that would also be the 10-year mark of the channel. Also, the 10-year mark of Gems of War, by the way, is later this year. It's actually this November. Which means we would have been playing this game for a third of our life. Though we'll see. We might be starting a new addiction sometime later this year. Our next 10-year addiction. It might happen. It depends how good Brighter Shores is. The last time that developer made an MMO, I've been playing it on and off for 24 years. Actually, technically 23 years. So if this next MMO is anything like that, then it could be our next Gems of War. Obviously, we'll still be doing Gems of War. As long as the servers are still up, we will still be doing Gems of War. But we might have something that we'll be doing just as much as it. Will I continue to grind it? Oh yeah, I'll keep doing Gems of War until the day the servers go down. Do a co-op Orcs Must Die 3 stream. I did end up getting it for free from Epic Game Store. The only problem is I don't think Isabel has it. I'm not sure she would even want to play it. Also, I have not seen any gameplay of Orcs Must Die 3. I played 1 and 2 and they were decent. So I assume 3 is also decent. I actually don't really know much about 3 at all. Also, I'm not even sure if you can do cross-platform co-op. Because she's obviously going to be doing it through Steam. Actually, is it even out on Steam? I assume it is. Yeah, that's a no. See? She said no. No, the game I'm getting her into is going to be Brighter Shores. I'm not sure if she'll like it as much as I likely will. But since it'll be too hard to get her into RuneScape, we're getting her into Brighter Shores. Because it's going to be a lot more accessible version of that game, essentially. As well as people looking for a brand new, fresh MMO experience. It's a lot more casual based. The only problem is I don't think it's going to have houses on launch. I know original RuneScape didn't have it until at least several years later. It'll probably come a lot quicker in this game, but I don't think it's launching with houses. It's generally in MMOs, it's not considered as big of a core mechanic to have a player-owned house. Whereas obviously in like a cozy game, that's like main priority. Because generally in an MMO, your main hub area is a public area, because obviously it's an MMO, you have to have a bunch of people in like big areas. So generally it's some kind of like big exchange area or some kind of big town. Whereas in cozy games, your main hub area tends to be your house. Because in those kind of games, you know, all gameplay is more so centered around your house. Whereas in MMOs, most gameplay is centered around big hub areas. To kind of force everyone to an area, so it looks like the game has a bunch of people playing. So Arena this weekend, will there be a co-op played up stream? I'm not sure. I am not sure what the state of played up is. I have enjoyed that game. But I'm not sure there's really too much more to do. I do feel like the game gets a little bit repetitive after you've seen everything. And at this point, I feel like we've kind of seen everything. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a really fun game. It definitely has its replay value here and there. But I feel like we've done most of what there is to do in that game at this point. So hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. The main thing that I find weird about PlateUp is, like, every run, you basically just start with one dish, for the most part. Unless you're doing, like, a franchise thing. And I think that's the main thing that's kind of weird about it, is I feel like the early game in PlateUp goes very slow. Like, I feel like the first, like, 5 days are just setting up so you can actually start playing. It just feels really, really slow paced compared to some roguelikes. Like, I know something like Slay the Spire, it still feels very quick paced in the starting area. Or, you know, when you're, like, just starting off in, like, the starting zone and everything. But I feel like PlateUp, with how its roguelike system works, it's just a very... like, it feels like you're working back to where you were every single time when you end up doing a new run. Which I guess if you franchise every single time, that's a little bit less of a case. But you're not always franchising every run. Alright, we did that. We did that. Are we done with everything now? Oh, also, by the way, I think it did one-shot. I wasn't even paying attention because I was talking the whole time. Did we one-shot the battle? Wait, I need to go look back on the stream. I don't even know. Also, hello, Jets, by the way. Welcome, welcome. I think I already said hi earlier, but... wait, I need to go look back at the stream. I was so not paying attention. I'm not even sure if we one-shotted. Alright, one-shotted that. How about the final fight? That's not the final fight. Where is it? Where's the final fight? Did we one-shot it? Yes, there it is. Did we one-shot it? Oh, this is a spell reduction area, though. This might be a bit of an outlier because it's actually likely we won't one-shot it. Okay, we one-shotted everything that had 25% spell reduction. The only thing Guard's Avatar buff did not one-shot is the 50% spell reduction troop, which aside from Hall of Guardians, almost never happens in factions. So, okay, it basically one-shots everything. It has enough damage to one-shot 25% spell reduction, which means the only thing it can't one-shot are 50%, which are very rare. We just happen to have one of the ones today. That's fine. That's not bad then. But yeah, Guard's Avatar essentially one-shots level 80 factions now, with the exception of 50% spell reduction troops, which is kind of to be expected. But even 25% at one-shot, so that's really nice. Huge buff for him. Because before, he definitely would not have been able to one-shot 25% spell reduction. Actually, I don't even think he would have one-shotted 0% spell reduction. But now I can one-shot 25%, so that's pretty nice. Anyways, guys, any other questions? Any other anythings? Otherwise, we will be back tomorrow, same time as always. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. Main game plan for tomorrow is PvP, lots of PvP. We're going to be using a whole hour of PvP boost and a little EXP boost with it and all that. So definitely going to be a bit more of a PvP focused stream. We also get a pet tomorrow, though I believe I already have it maxed. It's, which pet is it? I think it's Peace Pigeon, which is Divine bonus. So we should already have that maxed, but if you don't already, the Divine bonus pet will be available tomorrow all day. And yeah, let's go do the PvP grind then. Go claim our 100 gold marks, go get everything else, be good to go. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will catch you guys soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching.